Hi, this is Mike Brightman with Brightman Designs. I just want to take a moment to answer a posting here by Janice on the SketchUp Exchange, and it was a question here about setting up scene tabs for floor plans and how to keep everything aligned. And I know this can be a common source of frustration. It seems like once things are messed up, you can never get it back, but that's far from the truth. Just really mastering the properties to save and the properties to update within a scene that's typically the pinch point or the source of frustration for getting things aligned in layout. So I'm going to cover how to set up your scene tabs as well as a few of the common problems that come up in layout. So let's take a look. I'll hop over here into SketchUp, and so here we are with this Florida house here, and I just need to run the plan generator. But first, if you take a look, we've got this model is all set up using the model organization techniques outlined in the book and the Condoc tutorial. So essentially level 2 is on conceptual level 2, and if I double click in, then you can see we've got like our ceiling equipment, our ceilings, and I'm looking up here at my layers, our walls. Double click in there, we've got interior versus exterior, so you can see that everything is all grouped and layered, and this model is available, it comes with the Condoc resources. So first thing I'll do is just run this to our plan generator in order to create our scene tabs, and that way we can get to talking about aligning things properly. And we'll just make sure we have all of these turned on, and I'll click Setup Project. So what that does is it generates all of my construction plan 01 scenes, and then it also adds a handful of layers, just gets things all set up for this project. Added a bunch of section planes in there for me, and so now what I can do is I'm just going to save this. It's always a good thing to save. And let's look at our construction plan 01 light. And notice that when I click on that scene tab, I'm not seeing anything because that geometry actually, if I zoom out a bit, it's just off the page, that's all. Which really doesn't matter. I mean, ideally, if you're using the Condoc tools, you're never even really going to mess with these scene tabs once they're created, because you'll still be able to find your geometry and layout. And so if that bugs you though, what you can do is go to your scene construction plan 01 light and do a zoom extents. And now what I need to do is take this, like let's say I'm going to update all of my scene tabs based on this camera view. So what I need to do is come over here into my scenes dialog, hold Control, and select all of my construction plan 01 scenes, click on Update. Now, this is the main source of frustration when working with scenes. It's properties to save versus properties to update. The only property I want to update is my camera location. If I were to update my my visible layers, well then all my walls and all that stuff is going to be turned on in construction plan light, and all my windows and doors are going to be on in heavy and hatch, and it's going to mess everything up. So the only thing I want to update is my camera location. I'll click on Update. So what I just did is a common troubleshooting for when viewports are not stacking properly in layout. You want to make sure that your construction plan scenes all have the exact same camera view, and that is how you do it. So now I can go construction plan 01 light, heavy, and hatch A. So I'm just going to save this, and now what we want to do is hop over into layout, and let's take a look at stacking some viewports over there in layout. So now I'll go to File, New, and let's go with our 11x17 presentation, and I can go to File and choose Insert. From my desktop temp, I called this one Florida House, so we'll do that. Okay, so now whenever I insert a viewport, it comes in on the last saved SketchUp view. So I want to assign construction plan 01, we'll do heavy first, and then I'm going to go to heavy needs to render as a vector, and I want that to be at 1/8 inch scale. Alright, so now what I need to do is if I hold Alt, I can kind of scale this thing about the center point, click and drag on my precise move grip to rotate it, and now this drawing is starting to come together. We also want to set up our line weight here. So our line weight 0.5, that's probably good for our heavy line weight. Okay, so now let's stack these viewports. So the way that I explain how to do this in the book is I go to Edit and choose Duplicate. Now the reason I do that is because it looks like something is happening. It copies that viewport down an inch and over to the right an inch. So now this one is going to be on Construction Plan 01 Light. It's going to render as a hybrid, and the line weight should be a 0.2. Alright, so now what I need to do, my viewport is still selected. I haven't tapped escape or selected anything else. I can hold down shift and tap the arrow key and give a 1/4 inch nudge. So 4 inches or 4 nudges to the left and then 4 nudges up. And now everything is stacked in place. Alright, so now I've got, this is what gives me my array of line weights. Just really and then hatches too. So now what we need to do is we could duplicate a viewport again and copies it down an inch, over an inch. But here's a quicker way. I'm just going to go to Edit and choose Copy, and then I'm going to choose Edit and go to Paste. And that's going to copy that viewport, and now when I paste it, it pastes it right back on top. And the new viewport that I just pasted is already selected. So that means I can go to my hatch A and render that. That's already as a vector, and choose Arrange, Send to Back. And then I can go to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste, or I can do Control-C to copy it, and Control-V throws it right back down on top. Now I'm going to go to Hatch B. Hatch B renders as a hybrid, and then I want to send that to the back. Now, everything is stacked and in place. So, let me take this. I'm going to make that a group. And then let's save this. I'll save it to my desktop temp. We'll call this one Florida House. And now we get our title block updating. That looks good. Let's go mess up our scenes once. I want to show you what that looks like. If I were to go to Construction Plan Light, Construction Plan 01 Light, move my camera over here, and then update that scene, and then save it. So this is a very common reason for viewports not to stack, is when your scenes are out of whack in SketchUp, or the camera locations. So see, now I've got this geometry over here. So I've messed up that light viewport, but let's fix it. So all I need to do is go back into SketchUp. So Construction Plan Light is messed up, but you know what? Construction Plan Heavy and Hatch A and Hatch B, they all have the correct camera view. So I click on a scene that has the correct camera view. Now in my scenes dialog, I can select Construction Plan 01 Light, Update, and the only property I want to update is going to be my camera location. Now I've set that back to where it's supposed to be. I can save this, go back into layout, and refresh my reference, update that, and my geometry jumps back where it's supposed to be. So keep in mind, you can always update these scenes and get them back to good if things are looking a little bit messed up over here in layout. Okay, so let's add another floor plan. I'm just going to add a page, and this time we're going to use our condocs. So this is Construction Plan 2, Construction Plan Level 2. I want to add an 1/8 inch plan over here. So we drop that in there. And then whenever I drop a new plan in, I just need to go and Document Setup and relink this file to my design project, which is going to be Florida House. So we'll just do that, and that's going to compress those two. And now, when I stretch this thing out, so you can see that I didn't mess with my camera location on the other one, which is no problem at all. I just need to find my geometry. So there it is. Oops, I want to get that on axis there. There it is at 90. Alright. Now on this one, I want to have my roof on, and then I want to align this. I think this is kind of a spin-off topic of what Janice was discussing with aligning drawings maybe. So we looked at aligning viewports, we looked at aligning and updating scene tabs. Now let's align the actual drawings on the page. So I know that this bedroom, this bottom right corner of the bedroom aligns with this bottom right corner of the plan. And I know that because if I go back into SketchUp and look at my design tab on my perspective view, you can see that this bedroom stacks. So this wall is flush over here. So that's going to be my kind of my base point here. So what I would typically do is just draw a line on the bottom end point there, and there it is, just a simple line. And then I'm going to go to edit and choose cut. Now I'm going to go to my other sheet and choose edit paste. So I need for this corner right here, let me zoom in on that so I can kind of get a better snap to it. That corner needs to sit on that point. And now once those are in place, I'm not going to want to mess with those anymore. So I could just kind of get that on the page, maybe scoot that out a bit. Okay, so now that way on my sheet I can really see my my floor plan stacking. So that becomes a little bit clearer. And then let's do one more last exercise. I think this is always a good point to make, is that on this plan I want to have the roof on. So I can let me just save that, hop over into SketchUp. We'll go to construction plan 02 construction plan 02 heavy. Now on this plan I want my roof to be on. So I'll turn on my roof layer, which is cool because now I can kind of get some context of what's happening below. Now when I go into my scenes, I want to update this scene that I'm on. The only property that I want to update are my visible layers. So I'll click on update, and now the geometry is still off my screen. I don't care. I'll just save this, go into layout, go to document setup. That reference is out of date, so we'll click on update, and now my roof comes in. So that is how we stack or perfectly align all of our scene tabs, all of our viewports, and then even more so our drawings. I showed you that trick where I kind of draw a line and then just cut and paste it. Another option for that, a little more cleaner or permanent option, is to make a layer called guides and make that a shared layer. And then I would just draw some lines on here. Maybe I'd make these lines, I'll make them green like that. And let's turn off our fill like that. And then when I draw a line, I want to draw them with this. So now what I could do is take this and set it like, I could set it on that wall down there. So there it snaps. And then I could draw another line on that guides layer. Maybe I want to snap here like that, and then I can stretch this up there. Okay, so now I've got some guides happening on my page, and you'll notice that they're on all my pages because it's a shared layer. So you just need to make sure that once you've used your guides, you're going to want to turn them off on every page. So you just need to either toggle those on or off. But that's a little bit more of a permanent solution on how to keep things lined up on your page. So I hope that helps. Don't hesitate to post some more questions and sign up for our other online help sessions and webinars, and I'll be chatting with you guys soon. Thank you very much.